Hello students, welcome at KLA, Kiran Learners Academy. In this video, we shall discuss about crop stubble burning issue. Okay, so recently we all know that how much uproar it had created when the city of Delhi was engulfed in a dangerous smog due to increased stubble burning in its neighboring states like Punjab, Haryana and Western UP. Okay, so now it had created a kind of discussion in all sphere, be it political, administrative and students, in all groups it was discussed with much interest that what are the reasons and how it could be countered and how we could revive Delhi's atmosphere to a healthy level. Okay, so now in the month of November especially, due to suddenly increased crop stubble burning in Punjab, Haryana and Western UP, the city of Delhi engulfed in a deadly air pollution. Okay, the air pollution was recorded as said to have severe detrimental effects upon human life and even life threatening in some areas of like Ghaziabad. Okay, in some areas the pollution reached to such a dangerous level that it was said to have life threatening impact for humans and other livestock. So now why stubble burning? The first question that we should ask, that why it has taken place, why we are as a human as so much ignorant that we have indeed made our atmosphere very deadly. Okay, so the first thing that we should recognize and should admit that banning is not solution. Okay, you cannot ban stubble burning and say like now our pollution is contained, because there are genuine economic incentives for farmers in these 3 states, in these 3 to 4 states. Okay, and that's why they burn their crop stubbles. Okay, so we'd analyze various aspects of this open field stubble burning and would see the various analytical aspect of this issue. Okay, so now first we should get the facts are right. Okay, the farmers in Western India produce an estimated 34 million tons of paddy straw every season. Okay, of which some 23 million ton is from combined harvested field. Combined harvested fields mean that in these fields we do not use, we do not harvest rice crop or paddy crop manually. We use combined harvesting machine. Is a kind of machine, okay, which harvests the crop, and the rest of residue is burned less than a month's span between mid-October and around November 10. Okay, this is the present situation. On the other hand, if they start harvest crop manually, it would increase their input cost. So they harvest through combined harvesting machines because of genuine economic incentives. Okay, if they start harvest crop, paddy crop manually like it is done in eastern states or the southern states, that would incredibly increase their input cost, okay, which is not economically beneficial for the farmers on these states. Okay, also one of the reasons that in addition paddy straw is not as much useful as it is southern or eastern India, because of availability of other options like wet stubble, sugarcane upper part, jowar, bajra, etc. Okay, we all know that the agriculture is very developed in eastern Indian states like Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Western UP, Delhi, etc. Okay, so now they have a lot of their agriculture runs round the year. Okay, they raise all kind of crops, be it rabi or kharif or any. Okay, so they have a lot of options as far as straw, paddy straw is concerned, which is mainly used as animal feed in eastern or southern states. They have a lot of more nutritional options. They have their wet stubble, which is also known as bhusa. They have sugarcane upper parts. They have jowar, they have bajra, they have a lot of options of straw. So that what they do, they burn it in their open fields, which causes major, severe air pollution cases in the state itself as well as neighboring states. Okay, and due to this reason that the air pollution in Delhi reached to dangerous level. See, this is the combined harvesting machine, which is majorly used to harvest paddy crop in Western India. See, this is the machine, okay, and this is the upper part of the machine which mainly harvests the yield only, and this part is left behind, which constitutes the bulk of the residue, and then they burn this residue in open field. So now the second thing and second aspect of this issue is what has the government done to contain this. Okay, the first thing that has government done across the states is that they have banned this practice of burning the residues in open field. Okay, especially the Punjab and Haryana government, they have banned this crop stubble burning. However, this has not discouraged farmers of these states to burn their residue, paddy residue, because they have no options. At the first place, they have no options. They cannot do anything except burning their fields, their stubbles. Okay, so it has not worked. Okay, on the other hand, it has also created law and order situation, because recently we saw that many farmers came against the government, agitating and organizing themselves to agitate against the government. So it had also created a major law and order problem in these states. Okay, so we see that issues are going from where to where. Okay, so they openly defied government orders and they burned their stubbles, they burned their residues. Okay, so following this development, what the government has done, the government has started exploring other options, including planning to build biocharcoal plants and bioethanol plants and etc. We would see what are the other economic options in front of the government and other stakeholders, so that this issue could be resolved. The farmers burn crop straw out of economic compulsion, we saw. Okay, there is genuine economic incentives for them to burn crop stubble. So the strategy should be to counter this position. Obviously, they have their own economic incentives to burn these stubbles, this residue. Okay, so now we have to create such policy which counter this position, which change this position, and then the farmers would be compelled to not burn their residue, but instead what way they will do, they will do as their economic interest dictate. Okay, first we have to understand how economically useful for farmers. The first thing is that burning crop straw reduces their input cost. As we already discussed, that if they resort on manually harvesting, definitely this would dramatically increase their input cost. So input cost is less in combined harvesting machines. Second is that burning crop straw also removes such weeds and pests which had become herbicide resistant. There are some pests and weeds which have become herbicide resistant. When they burn the stubble, they also burn these weeds and pests along with. So it also resolve that problem of herbicide tolerant weeds and pests. Third thing is that, and the third economic benefit is that the ashes of burnt crop stubble also maintain alkalinity of soil and balance soil fertility. So it also helps them in maintaining the soil fertility. So these three are the economic factors that we need to change, because these create suitable conditions for them, suitable incentives for them to burn the crop residue or paddy crop residue, to be specific. To counter this position, firstly we should explore possible economic use of paddy crop stubble. What are the possible economic use of paddy crop stubble? Following are some of crop stubble. Crop stubble should be used to make biochar or cellulosic ethanol. This crop straw, paddy crop straw, could be used to make biocharcoal or cellulosic ethanol. Okay, crop stubble could also be used as fuel in some modified thermal power plants. Okay, this is the second number of application. Third, using machines that do not leave behind crop straws, but these machines are heavily costly. Okay, there are some harvesting machines which do not leave that residue in that large quantity. What they do, they cut the straw in equal parts and then spread across the whole of the field uniformly. Okay, so it does not become a problem of clearing the field. But these machines are heavily costly. Okay, farmers cannot afford to buy these harvesting machines when they have much cheaper options. Okay, these indigenous, some of our agricultural institutes have tried to make such indigenous machines, like super straw management system is there. Okay, which was developed by Punjab Agricultural University. It can be fitted on any combine harvester, and then that SMS super straw management system ensure that the loose straw thrown by combine is also cut to spread evenly on the field. Okay, so these are three possible way out that we could resort upon. Okay, first is that we should use that crop stubble or crop straw to make biocharcoal and cellulosic ethanol. The second use is that crop stubble could also be used as fuel for modified thermal power plants. Okay, or alternatively we could use some technology like super straw management system, so that the crop residue does not become a major problem for of disposal. The first challenge is to make these options truly economically and financially beneficial. It is not like we have this option and it is readily adaptable. It is not. Okay, first we have to make them economically and financially viable for our farmers, and then they will only come to adopt these things. Okay, so we'll see what are the challenges to make this financially attractive for our farmers. Okay, the first problem is that, and the first major challenge is technology barrier. Okay, as of now the technology is not developed to reap benefits from crop stubble. Therefore there is a need to invest in technology, so that, like as we recently discussed, that crop stubble could be used as to make biocharcoal and cellulosic ethanol. Okay, but these are not technologically very proven. Like we are still in nascent stage of this technology which would make ethanol from this crop straw. So definitely we need to invest in technology. Okay, Second is policy support. See, we see that their government needs to invest more, and the government needs to, give support to these alternatives so that these policies could be adopted fastly by our farmers and other stakeholders. The government also need to bring in comprehensive policy which addresses all the challenges. For example, the output power from, as we discussed, that these crop stubble could be used as fuel in some modified thermal power plants, but the output power from these plants are prohibitively costly. These are very costly. Okay, so what government need to do? Our government need to provide some subsidy, okay, in form of cheap land and tax incentive, etc., to attract investment in these kind of plants. Okay, and then only this issue of stubble burning would be resolved. So obviously our government needs to bring in comprehensive policy which address the various aspects of this problem. Okay, the third most important thing is that awareness. Okay, we need to spread awareness among our farmers and other stakeholders that burning this stubble openly in the field has severe detrimental health effects. Okay, and we should resist from burning such crops, stubbles, as far as it could be possible. Okay, and we need to sensitize our farmers about this thing. So three major problems in front of us. First is technology barrier. We have to overcome technology barriers through investment, by investing in the technology, by forging a scientific temper among our agricultural scientists, and giving a fillip to the ongoing culture of innovation and research and development of agricultural technologies. And the second is policy support. We need to bring in comprehensive policies which addresses various concerns of this issue. Okay, and so that this issue could be more attractive, the alternatives could be more attractive to our farmers, and it could be successful genuinely. Okay, and third is awareness. We have to sensitize this group of farmers, okay, and other stakeholders group, so that the burning of stubble burning could be brought down. We saw some keywords in this discussion, and for prelims these are very important. Okay, in prelims they could ask questions from these points. What I think the first keyword that we discuss is biochar. What is biochar? Biochar is the full form of biocharcoal. Like charcoal, biocharcoal is also a product which is made from a process which converts agricultural waste into soil enhancer. Okay, this biochar has numerous beneficial effects. Okay, it can boost food security and increase soil diversity and discourage deforestation. Okay, so here we discuss what are the use of biocharcoal, how it is made, and what are its possible good use. Biocharcoal is fine grained, highly porous charcoal. It is highly porous. Okay, that helps soil retains nutrients and water. Obviously, if it is porous, it would help soil to retain more nutrients and water. Okay, biochar is found in soil around the world as a result of vegetation fires and historic soil management practice. It is already found in nature, but the making of this biocharcoal naturally is very slow, because whenever it is, and it is seasonal also, because it produced from the natural fire, vegetation fire, and soil management practice, etc. So the process is very slow. Alternatively, what we could do, we could in lab could create this biocharcoal in a much more quantity. Okay, intensive study of biochar dark that it has led to wider appreciation of biochar unique property as a soil enhancer. It is also known as the soil enhancer. Biochar can be important tool to increase food security and cropland diversity in areas with severely depleted soil. As we see, nutrient depleted soil is a major problem in these western states, because there is intensive agricultural seasons. Okay, so the biocharcoal would help soil to recycle and retain nutrients more efficiently. Okay, it could help in scarce organic resource and inadequate water and chemical fertilizer supplier. Okay, biocharcoal also improve water quality and quantity by increasing soil retention of nutrients and agrochemicals for plant and crop utilization. More nutrients stay in the soil instead of leaching into groundwater and causing pollution. So it also addresses the groundwater pollution, which is severe in especially in western states. Western Indian state groundwater contamination from agricultural practices, because in agriculture in western states we use a lot of fertilizer, and these nutrients from these fertilizers leach into the groundwater table and pollute the groundwater. So obviously, if you use biocharcoal in these fields, which is made out of course from crop straw, paddy crop straw, it would also help to address the groundwater pollution problem in these states. Here is the one graphic which explains the the various benefits of biocharcoal, that it reduces odor, it enhances the carbon negative energy, and it also reduces methane soil emissions, it reduces nitrogen dioxide, in soil emission, it also help in carbon capture. Okay, it also decrease nutrient runoff, it also increases soil carbon, and it also improve soil fertility and improve soil health. Okay, so there are a lot of direct and indirect economic benefits of biocharcoal, and it could be easily make out from our what we have, and we are burning them openly in the field, and that is paddy crop stubble. Now we move ahead. Second term we use is cellulosic ethanol. Okay, now we have been producing ethanol since quite a decade. Okay, and now the new kind of ethanol is cellulosic ethanol. Cellulosic ethanol is renewable, clean, derived from the most abundant organic compound on earth, and that is biomass. Okay, it is created from biomass, which is abundant in paddy crop stubble. Okay, cellulosic ethanol produced from cellulose, the stringy fiber of the plant. The entire straw, paddy straw, is cellulose. Okay, and we could make a lot of cellulosic ethanol from this straw. Okay, rather than from the plant seeds or fruit. Okay, so that is why one of the biggest criticism against ethanol was that it endangered food security. But in case of cellulosic ethanol, it increases food security, because it is not made out from seeds and fruits, but it could be produced from the straw, the most useless part of a plant. So therefore it increases, on contrast with the ethanol, it increases the food security. Okay, it is a biofuel produced from grasses, wood, algae, and other plants. Okay, a biofuel could be produced from grasses, wood, algae, and other plants. Okay, the fibrous plants are mostly inedible to plant animals, including humans, except for the ruminants. Okay, so obviously it could be produced, since cellulosic ethanol could be produced from the most inedible part of a plant, it does not endanger the food security. Okay, which is the major concern, and which is the major allegation, and which is the major criticism against the biofuels. Okay, it has following benefits. First benefit, that it has been found that cellulosic ethanol can produce positive net energy output. Positive net energy output means the energy we give to the process of creating or producing cellulosic ethanol is much lesser than what we get in turn from the output. So it has positive net energy output. The second benefit is that the reduction in greenhouse gases emission from corn ethanol and cellulosic ethanol compared to the fossil fuel. See, when we burn ethanol, the carbon greenhouse emission is much lesser as compared to the fossil fuels like petroleum, diesel, etc. So obviously it also addresses our climate change problems and the greenhouse gas emissions problem. So first is that it has positive net energy output. Second is that it reduces the greenhouse gas emission. The third is that corn ethanol may reduce overall GHG emissions by 13%, while the figure is around 88% or greater for cellulosic ethanol. That is, the cellulosic ethanol is much more efficient as compared to the corn ethanol. Okay, that means it is cleaner, even cleaner than the ethanol, conventional ethanol, which is also known as corn ethanol. Okay, so cellulosic ethanol can reduce carbon dioxide emission to nearly zero, which is not absolutely zero in case of corn ethanol. So this point makes it clear that it is even efficient and cleaner than the corn ethanol or mainstream or conventional ethanol. Okay, so these were the important discussion that we did in this video. Okay, we discussed the various aspects of air pollution in Delhi. We also saw that what are the problems for farmers, what are the issues, what are the reasons for them, which is compelling them to burn their crop stubble openly in the field. Okay, what government can do and what government is doing, and what are the challenges ahead. Okay, what are the challenges that government could face. Okay, and what could be the possible alternatives. And we also saw some of meanings of some keywords that we discussed during this video. And believe me, questions these much aspects are more than enough to cover any questions of which could be expected in the preliminary examination. So you need to study such issues holistically. Hope you like this video. Thank you.